Hi folks, Dave with DBSTechTalk. Today we're going to talk about the Audioquest NightHawk Carbons. The Audioquest NightHawk Carbons have an exact unboxing and package like the Night Owl the Night Owl Carbons. There we go. Check out the link below if you want to see all the information regarding the unboxing. We'll just do a quick overview here. The NightHawk Carbons are a unique headphone that is 25 ohms with a sensitivity of 99 dB, and they weigh 346 grams or about 12 ounces. Come in a beautiful leather case. One of the nicest, if not the nicest, headphone cases that I have experienced in an unboxing. You get all your pre-flight information over on the left-hand side, cleaning cloths and all that. 150-hour burn-in, and I don't normally say that burn-in is important, but with the Audioquest headphones, I did notice a difference. So do try to get as many hours on them as possible before making a decision. Inside, you get the headphones and a pair of micro suede replacement pads. And you'll also get a couple carrying bags and that terrible Audioquest cable. There was one area that I really wish Audioquest hadn't been a little cheap on with these headphones and the Night Owls is the cable. It just never untangles, and the adapter on it doesn't work well. Very hard to push into amps, very clunky, and then also it had smaller tip rings, and so you would have to wiggle it around to get it to match up with your particular amp, and it just didn't work for me. May work for you. So I recommend replacing the cable. I recommend the HiFiMan OFC hybrid cable, and it does have the 2.5 millimeter headphone connectors, and then it has a 90-degree 3.5 millimeter. Of course, you get a 1/4-inch adapter. And I really like this cable. It's nice and stiff, but doesn't curl up on itself. And you can get it in different lengths. I'll put a link down below for it. Make sure, though, when you do, if you do get that cable, that you request 2.5 millimeter connectors instead of the 3.5 millimeter, as HiFiMan is shipping with 3.5 millimeters now, because their headphones are transitioning over to that. Also, just want to make a note. The review was all done with the leather pads on the NightHawk. The micro suedes were not my preference in sound. They have too much of a bass impact, and they did something strange with the treble that I didn't care for. So all thoughts of this review are based on using the leather pads. Headphones themselves built just like the Night Owls, except for right here, instead of having a cap on it, it has a grill, and there is a little bit of changing to the dampening and stuff inside from what I understand. Everything else is the same, comfort is the same, and your pads come off exactly the same. And there's your driver. And I really like the way that you just snap the pads on in place with the Audioquest. I wish other manufacturers would do replacements like that. It's just simple and easy. Don't have to mess with any stickers. You don't have to mess with glue or anything of the sort. You just pull them off and pop them on via the little holes. I find it easier to replace these than actually with HiFiMans. And HiFiMans aren't too bad with the little tabs. So very simple. The only other headphone that was easier than these was the Advanced Alpha, and they had a little tab that you just twisted and pulled off. So anyways, comfort. Just like the Night Owls, they just sit on your head. They're extremely light and very easy on the ears and on the head. Don't get any neck fatigue or ear fatigue, nothing on the jaw. It just sits, and it's just, I can wear these for hours. Isolation is decent, very similar to the Night Owl. I think the Night Owl did a little bit better job of isolation. Of course, these are semi-open versus Night Owls being closed, so that makes a little bit of a difference, but these still isolate fairly well. You don't get a whole lot of leakage inside or outside, so very, very good on that aspect. So from initial looking at them versus the Night Owls, they look very similar. Comfort-wise, they feel very similar. And the unboxing experience is the same. Audioquest definitely knows how to make you feel like you're getting something luxury. One thing, if you do have both headphones or you're considering getting both, they do signify up to, I don't know if you can see that in the camera or not, right here. It does say NightHawk. On the Night Owl, it says Night Owl. So if you're staring at them from the top, you can go, oh, yeah. If you don't happen to see the grill. That's about all the commonalities that those two headphones have. The differences start with the sound. Soundstage. Soundstage is a little bit wider on the NightHawk. You can get a little bit more space, and a little bit more width on them. But it has a different texture, a little different tone to the Soundstage than you get with the Night Owl. And you still get the details. You still get that everything's kind of moving around you, and you can hear things going from one side to the other. They image very well. But the way that it brings the details is slightly different. I guess the way to explain it is with the Night Owl, you have your stage and you have a very dark background, and everything comes in and it just kind of shines through. You get these speckles coming at you. You get these sounds coming in, and it just portrays it like it's like stars on the sky. And you get some that move across the sky and things like that. And it's just very clean, clear, and you can go, that came from over here, that came from over here, that came from up here and down here, and they just kind of flow. The NightHawk does the same thing. But the difference is, it's like they have a little bit of fog or mist has come in. And it's just not as clear. And it's not as clean. Now, the precision's still there. And the details are still there. It's just like they have a little something that it has to come through, if that makes sense. It's not a clear night. It's more of a cloudy, slightly overcast or foggy evening. It doesn't sound bad, just different. Bass. You like bass? You're going to like the NightHawk. You like it in quantity? You're going to like the NightHawk. It's got good thump. It's got good rumble. It's got great impact. You can put these on and you put your favorite bass song on and you're going to hear it and you're going to feel it. These will tickle the ears when it comes to bass. But it's not the cleanest. and it feels a little loose, a little disjointed at times, and it's not the most detailed. Some bass sounds will merge together or be really close together. And so if you want more detail and clarity in the bass, the Night Owl is better. But for the fun factor and just a lot of bass and impact, the NightHawk is your headphone. Does bleed in a little bit to the mids, into the lower mids. You get a little warmth and a little girth into that area of the mids. And then the mids seem to take a little step back. They seem to be a little recessed, and not as prominent. Like the Night Owl is got a warmness all the way through the mids and has a slight intimate sound. These do not have that at all. And then in the upper mid, you get a slight increase, and it can be a little too much at times. Every now and then you'll get a little bit of sharpness, a little edginess to it. I wouldn't say sibilance. I wouldn't say that it's it just has a little bit, almost like on the M1060s, you could get that ring on it every now and then. If you heard that on your M1060, these kind of have that issue just a little bit. And then in the treble, it's a very rolled off treble, very laid back, doesn't extend extremely well, and you get details and clarity on it, but it has that slight haziness or fogginess to it, and it's not super clean. Get a little bit of grain in there. Overall, it's a pleasant sound. It's just not as clean and crisp and as like the Night Owl. It doesn't sound as refined as the Night Owl. Do I like the NightHawks? Yes. Would I recommend them? No. Unless if you like bass and you like a darker sound and you want your treble to be rolled off, these would be good for you. And you like a big soundstage and you like imaging and details and all that, these would be recommended. If you like detail, clarity in your bass, mids, and treble, these aren't going to give that to you. This is a dark headphone. This is a headphone that emphasizes bass and mids that are slightly recessed but still have a body to them. So I wouldn't recommend these if you want to do critical listening. These headphones are good for acoustic music, dance music, hip hop, rock, and heavier bassy style music. If you listen to a lot of classical music, if you listen to like new age type of music, these really aren't for you. Electronic music, these aren't really don't really play well with that. It kind of starts sounding a little artificial. But when it's more acoustical style music, it sounds more natural. It's a unique sound to experience, and it's not for me. I love the Night Owls. NightHawks, you're okay. Now, if I had heard the NightHawks before the Night Owls, maybe a little different opinion. But in my humble opinion, the Night Owls are the better of the two. I want to thank headphones.com for sending out the Nighthawks for review. I do greatly appreciate it. And I'll put all the links down below if you are still interested in them and if you would like to get a replacement cable. Unique, indifferent, decent sound, just not for me. This has been Dave with DBSTechTalk. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.